is, I believe, my third year as the Marketo champion. Loving every second of it. Can't hype up this opportunity enough. So if you ever get the chance, please don't be afraid and do what you can to uh, be a part of the program. Come talk to us. We'll be more than happy to give you the inside scoop on how to become one. It's a fantastic community in and of itself. Not to say that Marketo community is just rub your nose at, but love this group, love the Marketo community. Beth.
Likewise. Indeed. Yeah, Beth, what's up? Give us
Yeah,
your.
my name is Beth Corby. I'm with Shift Paradigm. I am a first year champion and I hope to continue to go. I've been loving it. I love the community, the people. You learn from very, very smart people. So this has been amazing. I've been using Marketo for about, I don't want to age myself, but many, many years. So I'm pretty seasoned in it. I love it. I am passionate about it. So I'm happy to be here and I'm so looking forward to Summit. And I will give it to AJ.
All right. Hi, everybody. My name is AJ Navarro. I am a Mops manager at Sprout Social. Also, I am a second year champion. So it's a great program. I encourage everybody, if you're attending this call, to jump in and participate and sign up. You'll probably hear us say that a lot at Summit. It's a real full circle moment. A lot of the faces that I'm talking with today, or the people I'm talking with today, are the same people that I would read and learn from various articles all over the internet on how to use Marketo and just get my skills up. So, really happy to be here. I've been using Marketo since 2019, more give or less. So just die hard. I love it and just really, really excited for Summit. And hopefully this comes up. I'm trying to take a guess on who would be the guest, what is it, the guest speaker and the guest performance. So throw it over to Akande.
Yeah, I was curious about that too, because there was what Shaq the year before last, but which was pretty exciting, and then we had DJ Rev Run, which was awesome. That was probably my favorite one. But yeah, nice to meet you guys. My name is Akande. Been using Marketo since 2018, 2019, just right before the Adobe acquisition. A big fan of the product and the platform, obviously. First time champion, so been loving the program. Always had aspirations to be a part of it. So when I finally was able to crack the nut, it was very exciting. But yeah, looking forward to Summit. And yeah, to AJ's point, I feel like I'm sitting on the shoulders of giants, right? Like all of these amazing people who've built up this community, and I'm excited to be able to pour back in some kind of way.
Amazing. Well, I personally am absolutely astounded to be in the same spaces and places as all of you brilliant souls on a regular basis. I count myself super fortunate and super lucky. For anyone that isn't familiar, if we're speaking in codes here around the champion program, there are 40 of us internationally that were selected by Adobe and are fortunate enough to serve as sort of advocacy, support, knowledge, evangelism, thought leadership, humans across different platforms. Adobe is kind enough to give us their platform to share our thoughts and ideas to help grow and foster community and inspiration around the globe. So it's a beautiful program. If you've got any more questions around it, feel free to let any of us know. We will talk your ear off, I'm sure. But that being said, the topic du jour is indeed Adobe Summit. So I was hearing what you were saying around some of the coolest celebrity sightings. Maybe we'll start and we'll go all page 6 with it at the top of the call here and talk about some of the cooler celebrity moments, whether that was in sneaks, whether that was at the bash. Like who are some of the cooler experiences that you've seen over the years? I know I've been going to Summit since Marketo was holding it at Moscone in San Francisco, and it was tiny. And the most exciting thing, I think, back then from a celebrity appearance was like Marky, the Marketo mascot, which was actually a human being in a little like mascot like costume. But
Uh,
there since have been a wide range of celebrities popping in, and I would love to hear from our crew here around what your favorites were over the years.
I gotta say, Sneaks is always my favorite.
Yeah.
I'm I'm awful with names, truly, but they always get some wisecracking, uh, some sort of comedian, fairly famous,
They had Dan
and it is.
Levy, didn't they? Didn't they have Dan Levy from Schitt's Creek? He was amazing,
I
right?
think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was fun.
So, oh man, there's a lot of situations where there was a couple times when they had sneaks, and I'm like, is that person able to keep their PG
Yeah.
intact? Like, oh man, it's a great time, honestly. Can't can't hype it enough. It's like if you're a Marketo nerd, going to sneaks is like going to Christmas. Just a lot of times they have the next best thing coming out, and you're like, yes, that's exactly what I wanted, stuff like that. So it's always a good time.
It's like Marketo Santa comes and sits down for an interview with some wisecracking comedian or celebrity, and they drop all of these magical features that you've always wanted under your Marketo holiday tree of sorts. For anybody that's wondering what the sneaks session is about, it sounds a little more mysterious than it actually is. It's more about product roadmap. Um, but yeah, I would love to hear other thoughts on celebrity sightings over the years.
Well,
I oh, go ahead.
no, go for it, AJ.
So my first summit, I remember they had on one of the mini sessions, they had Peyton Manning and Damar Hamlin, and so I'm a big football guy. So I immediately left the booth that I was supposed to be working. I was like, bye, I'm gonna go watch Peyton Manning, and that was
That's
awesome.
amazing.
So one
Wait,
of my
did you say Damar Hamlin was there too?
yes,
Oh,
yes, he was
wow.
there.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
this is like right after his accident too. So
Okay.
he had recovered for a little
Mhm.
while, but yeah, Peyton Manning was interviewing him and everything like that. And yeah, and then also I think it was Andy Sorkin. I'm terrible with names, but I think that's his name. He's like a brilliant writer or like director or something like
Yep.
that. That one was really,
Good
really
job.
cool. Yeah.
They have some really brilliant thought leadership there. It's really cool.
Yeah, the first summit that was a Marketo Summit, which it's hard to top. I think it's probably your first one, but they brought out Jamie Foxx, which I thought was pretty interesting and probably one of my favorite actors, comedians. I mean, he didn't really have a whole lot to share about like Marketo. I think the topic was the fearless marketer, so he just kind of said some stories about people that he worked with and stuff, which was cool. And then there was the silent disco with Flo Rida, which again, Flo Rida, another one that's really kind of hard to top. But definitely a lot of fun. And then Rev Run was pretty dope also. I think I wasn't sure what to expect from that because I'm not a big I forget who followed him.
It was
Macklemore.
Macklemore. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a big Macklemore fan, so I was like, oh,
Uh-huh.
okay, that'll be fine. We'll check out Rev Run. And I was like, okay,
They were
this is
both, everybody did a great, Karina and I were front row for that. That was her first summit. And she was like, I want to go up front. And I was like, let's go make it happen.
yeah.
Yeah. She
I'm
was my
going there.
client at the time. So I was like, yes, all your Adobe dreams shall come true today. Let's go do it. We had a blast. All right on. Um, Beth, did you have a celeb moment?
I remember somebody saying that Will Smith showed up at one. Is that
Yes.
wrong?
No, that's
Okay.
100% right.
I didn't experience that, but I would have loved that. And then last year, I liked the guy from Hangover. I'm not really good with names, but the guy from the movie Hangover was
Yeah.
on stage and he was funny. So that was good.
The Will Smith year was weird because it was 9 in the morning and everybody was just kind of waking up and he was so over the top from the second he's just electric, right? As just like his personality is like kinetic. And I think everybody's
Yeah.
like, wait, we're up and we're dancing with Adobe Brass and it's 8:30, it's 9. What are we doing? Like, okay, here we go. But yeah, that was a wild year. But not only do we have fun, I think it's important to note that it is a blast and you make wonderful friendships. You meet so many people that live and breathe the same kinds of things, face the same challenges, have the same shared professional and sometimes even personal interests and experiences. And that's amazing. Like you can talk about community, but then when you think about those moments when you're standing front row, sat shoulder to shoulder with people that you'll know professionally for a career, for a lifetime. It's a really special kind of magic. But there's also the magical knowledge that's dropped, right? And maybe we can pivotal it a little bit. And like, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. we're happy to address any specific questions that you might have. If we have the answers, we're happy to share them. But what do y'all think around content this year? I know, personalization at scale has been big, agentic orchestration has been big over the last couple of years. This year, I think, with the AI forums and everything, they're obviously going to be talking around agentic orchestration and capabilities even more, especially, I know with beta programs like the agent that's now available for BDRs and sales that's in beta. I think there's going to be some really interesting content, but I would love to hear what you guys have in mind around what you're looking forward to the most.
I look
Personally,
forward every
go
year.
ahead.
Oh,
Go
every
ahead.
year I really look forward to the Marketo roadmap. That's always my favorite, obviously, because you get all the new features that are coming out and the sneak peeks, and you always see all your buddies in the room, and I just love that session. And I think I think everybody knows this, but the big topic this year is definitely going to be AI. So I'm definitely taking a lot of the AI sessions. I'm looking forward to Tyrons, and Jessica Cow is having a couple. So those are what I'm looking for this year, and I would suggest those always. So
To build off of what Beth was saying, love the roadmap. I also love, and they usually put it on the very last day, which is unfortunate, is all of the technical um, sharing from like Marketo champions and other Marketo users. The skill exchanges are amazingly helpful. It's not the high level, oh hey, you can do this with an Adobe product. No, it's actually rolling up your sleeves and addressing problems that people who use the product every single day face on a daily basis. And just for me, the sheer value of those types of sessions are amazing because not only can you talk about that specific content, but you can go up and talk to these people afterwards and say, hey, I have this very specific use case. What do you think about it? Can I pick your brain? Or just getting them to uh, exchange information, get the LinkedIn contact and just build your network and go from there. So for me, when I was starting off, those were just immeasurably useful and helpful for building my knowledge in my career.
Yeah, I would say love everything that was just said. Uh, for me, back on the AI front, what I personally am looking forward to is I feel like the last couple of years have really been, super AI focused, especially like coming off of last year. What I'm looking forward to is this year will be like seeing it in actual like practice and in action.
Yeah.
I think the past couple of years, like we're seeing like, hey, the agents and stuff are coming out and like Adobe's all in on AI, but they've been doing some really cool stuff between last year and now.
Yeah.
So like seeing like here's how we went and applied it and like and somebody mentioned like those alphas and betas and other things that are actually already production ready released. So just seeing those things in action, um, it's just fun to see it move from just a buzzword to like actual practical use. So I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, I think from on the AI side, agentic is a part of it. I don't know if this will be the case exactly, but I'm excited to see what Adobe talks about with regards to LLMs around like AEO and GEO, because that's kind of it's not an untouched area for marketing operations, but it's definitely something that will be impacted. And I know for the instances that I'm in on a regular basis, we're seeing so many citations come in from or records come in that are cited as Claude, ChatGPT, Perplexity, which is exciting to see, but it kind of opens up this window of okay, well what is Adobe going to do from that? And then obviously, like if we're talking about favorite things, I mean, swag and the bash, right? Like you gotta if you're going and we're gonna be a vendor or whatever, so I get less swag, but if you're going just as someone working for a company, I mean, prepare to get swagged out, which is exciting. And then the bash is also a lot of fun. So
I think my favorite piece of swag is the Adobe Patagonia jacket that I scored a
absolutely.
couple of years ago. Chris, it was it was Chris, did you get one? I see you nodding
I
over
did.
there. Did you land
I
one?
did.
Those things are super. I don't know.
They were really
It was worth the journey. You had to complete a whole bunch of different epic feats to get one, but those were pretty sweet. Maybe I see a question in the chat that I think maybe the group might want to tackle. But Beth, did you want to tell your favorite session first, or anything like that, when we're talking about content here? Did you get a chance to talk about?
Yeah, I said the roadmap
Oh, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah. You went
yeah,
with the whole big picture. That's right. Thank you.
yeah.
I was just thinking on how best to answer this, and I think I need the crew's support for it. Courtney is asking us the best sessions for a beginner, you guys. And that is such a good question. Usually I would just direct people toward our champ crew, but some of our champ crew does pretty damn deep dives when it comes to layers of complexity. Has anybody looked through that lens at the agenda, or how do you have anything to recommend there? I know we have a whole Marketo user group now dedicated to new users.
beginners.
I would point you in that direction there, but for Summit in
Yeah.
specific, is there anything you might want to tell um, tell
What
Courtney?
I Yeah, what I would suggest is when you're signing up for sessions, that you have the ability to see what it's meant for, like what level user it's meant for, like intermediate, beginner, or expert, or something like that. So if you want an entire list, I would suggest putting that filter on, and you'd get the list of available options for you. But to that point, I would suggest that you again talk with champs or take the opportunity to go. Usually it's at the top of the very top level, but you can take free certifications while you're there. So go ahead and utilize that opportunity to, just talk to people who are around that area. They're usually fairly happy to talk about what's going on. And then beat your head against a wall with the certification, because you can take it again and again and again and again. So
Yeah, they
I,
keep that hidden. It's way like off on the side of the show, like on the top tier floor. You'll probably have to ask somebody and get like a secret handshake to get even into the area. But the
not
certifications are amazing.
yeah. I'll also say like this is more of a tip as a beginner, and I stand by this is obviously go to like the roadmaps and session and go to the skill exchange. That alone will accelerate your learning. But probably the biggest tip that I can give as a beginner is you'll see uh in like almost every Marketo section, the front two rows are going to be like the champs, mainly because we all go and support each other. My recommendation to you is grab a seat right next to us and start talking and just getting to know us. Like, don't be shy. It's something that I did even before. That's how I met Rico, and now we became friends. And it's just the best thing that you can do is take advantage of the network there, and nothing will accelerate your knowledge and your career more by starting to build the network and find these mentors, mentees all around you, and just surround yourself by those people. So again, literally look at the front two rows. You'll see like the same people from session to session. That's just what we do. We follow each other at each session to go support each other. Like grab a seat and just sit next to us and start talking to us. That's
Yeah,
like the best beginner tip I can give you.
that's such
I
good
couldn't
advice.
agree more.
Yeah.
Like I did that. AJ got me to do that last year, and I did that last year. Got to know all the champs, and it's just amazing. You meet such smart people, and they like we're willing to help you if you have questions. We're there to help. So that's can't agree more
Yeah,
for
we don't
sure.
gatekeep. I think that's part of the selection criteria is that we, if anything, you'll have to try and get us to stop sharing our enthusiasm and our knowledge and our excitement. We'll connect you with a lot of really interesting and wonderful people too. If your question happens to be more applicable to somebody else in our network, we all kind of have our own superpowers of sorts. And if your question happens to align with somebody else's, we're going to put you right in contact with them. So we're a good network to utilize. I think we only have a couple minutes left. Maybe just your best tip for survival of Summit, because I think people underestimate it. They go in thinking it's a sprint, but it's a marathon. For me,
Mhm.
I think it's working in self-care, like finding moments to decompress. It's super, super high energy. You're surrounded by thousands of your best friends, 24/7 for the better part of a week. Sometimes taking a quiet moment to sip a cup of tea, look out your window, put your feet up and stare at the sphere. Like just take a couple
Mhm.
beats in your schedule to give yourself a little time to fill the cup. And maybe not with gin and tonic, maybe with something hydrating. Would be a pro tip for me. How about you guys?
Yeah, I
I
mean
would say
every
comfortable
year I get a
shoes.
little sick. I would definitely say
Oh,
zinc, vitamin C, lots of water, 100%.
yeah.
And yeah, try to eat some fruits and vegetables. Immunity, body health
Yeah,
is important.
I was just gonna say, as like, there's like to the point of like, it is definitely a marathon. So
Yeah.
one, like a week before and just during, like load up on your zinc and vitamin C and keep the hand sanitizer on you. Like, you're just gonna be meeting a lot of people and doing all that. Two, just because there's a lot of sessions and things happening. Remember, there's nothing that's not necessarily recorded anyway. So, like, feel free to like take a break and go grab some breathing room. Like, do that, take yourself later, take a nap, do something like you will get tired if you just go, 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 go. And then it leads back to like you'll probably get sick when you get home. So, like, don't do that to yourself. Three would be this is also like another good pro beginner tip for just surviving. Um, as best as you can, you're going to have a ton of conversations at Summit. You're going to meet a lot of people. One of the things that I like to do is when I find myself having like a very meaningful conversation with somebody and I've met them for the first time, I literally will go back in my phone and load up the notes app and write their name and like just a little few words of what the hell we talked about because I won't remember. And then
Mm.
the week or so after, I follow up and just like, hey, really liked about this, talking about this, and just set up like a coffee chat or something. You don't need to go through all that. All that to say is I've made a ton of great connections and have just made a lot more like meaningful relationships versus just the hundreds, if not thousands, LinkedIn requests that you'll get, right? Just from doing that. And it's just a great way to experience Summit. So those are kind of like my three big ones.
I like all of those as well. Um, Three things that I loved. Comfy pair of shoes. You are walking a lot, everywhere, a lot. You're walking a lot. Um, so that's big one. Use the Adobe app to get yourself around. It will map you to where you need to go. It will, if there's a change in room and everything, it will tell you. Keep your schedule. It will do everything. It's fantastic. Um, and then three, I usually have my background as my LinkedIn QR code
Smart.
on my phone. So if people are curious, you just whip it up. They can take a picture of it. And then I also take pictures of people's name tags that I'm having conversations with because everybody has a name tag. You can just take a quick picture of it, like AJ was saying, quick note about it, and there you go.
Super smart.
Beth?
Mine is, I was gonna say the same as Chris with the shoes. Last year I wore Hey Dudes and they didn't cut it. So I want to wear like on cloud sneakers this year because it's a lot of walking. So yeah. And I would say the same with everything, like make little notes when you're talking with people. I love the QR code. It's a lot of information to absorb, so keep in mind these things are recorded as well, so afterwards you can attend them too. And definitely take a break because it's a lot. It will be a lot for sure.
100%. And I think the biggest first time newbie mistake that I see people make is that, especially if you don't know Vegas super well, is that the Venetian is laid out in mirror image with two separate towers. So if somebody is like, I'm on floor 32, come to my suite, and you get to the tower entrance and your badge does not work, or your room key doesn't work, or you're like completely confused and you get to floor 32 and the people are not there, there are two towers, and they are pretty damn near identical until you get used to them. So just getting the lay of the land and being kind to yourself, giving yourself the grace to figure things out and know that we've all gone through it once or twice to get the bearings straight, I think is important. We're a little over. It looks like we might have one. Oh yeah, AJ, dropping in with the pro tip here of all pro tips. Sign up for all the after parties. The sign up sheets are live now. Know when to say no, thank you. I think because sometimes these come with the price of, it's like a timeshare presentation, right? Like you're there for the free hors d'oeuvres and cocktails and friendship, but then you get locked into a room where they want to learn everything about your company. And if you're careful and clever, you can enjoy the perks without getting, 2 hours of your life sucked down into a vendor demo. Jen, I will share some of the sign up links there. If you search online for Adobe Summit 2026 after party, there used to be a blog. I haven't seen it this year. A lot of agencies, hint, hint, agency friends, are clever and put out social media posts so people can find this stuff easier. But I think the champs right now are coordinating some interesting resources. So Jen, I'll be sure to text you around those parties. And if
Last thing
anybody
I'll
else
say
wants to,
about,
let me know.
sorry,
Oh, you're fine.
sorry. Last thing about the champs, we do have a pavilion, whatever, in the main area. So if you can't make any of the sessions, whatever, there's always going to be a champ down in the pavilion area to just talk to.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
very curious.
It's like an ask me anything little rotunda, and you can be like, I just can't log in. Can you help me? Or I want to solve, for world peace, and this is my orchestration. What do you think? Anything in between, we're happy to chat on. So thank you to everyone that joined. Thank you to my wonderful champs. I can't wait to see you all in
For
person.
having us. We
I
appreciate it.
know, it'll be great.
Safe travels,
Can't
everybody.
wait to see y'all.
Bye,
Okay.
guys.
Take good
Bye.
care. We'll see you soon.